Hey guys, welcome back to Chomp Chomp Chewy. Today we're making a riff on an amazing Chef Choy dish, and let me tell you something, it's gonna be awesome. This is Cajun Style Korean BBQ. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is prep our marinade, and I'm going to do that by starting with slicing an onion. Half of it's going to be diced, and the other half we're going to slice because we'll be using that a little bit later in the recipe. From here, we're going right into the blender with it. Everyone in the pool. Up next, we have some of our Chomp Chomp Chewy hot sauce, which is roasted tomatoes, chipotle, peppers. And guess what? I'll just share the recipe with you. I'll show you that in another video, but it is delicious. Next, a can of diced tomatoes. And yes, I did drain them because I didn't want that extra juice in there. I didn't want the water in it, so I pre-drained them. Next up, we have homemade teriyaki sauce. And again, I'll share this recipe with you later. If you don't have these things, by the way, they don't have to be homemade. Just do your thing, man. Go to the fridge, grab the bottle that you bought at Kroger or Ralph's, Albertsons, Whole Foods if you're a Whole Foods person, and just dump it in. We're looking for a marinade here. And then we have a little bit of our, again, Chomp Chomp Chewy gunpowder spice. Just to add a little bit more kick in case in case you're into that sort of thing. All right, next. Little bit of soy sauce. Let's call it 2 tablespoons. All right. Just, I mean, you know me by now, right? Eyeball it. You know what's going to taste good. You know, use your palate. Throw in a little bit of salt, and then we're good to go. Cap that sucker off, and let's give it a blitz. Next, let's prep our meat, starting with the bacon. I'm giving this a simple slice. I'm going to cut it into thirds, and then it's going to be about ready to go in. All right? But look at that meat. Come on, man. Next up, we have some amazing pork loin. And what we're looking for here is kind of essentially the same as a good burger. You need a good mix of fat versus lean meat. You need that good ratio, and that's what we're getting here. All right, so we have the lean, we have the from the loin, and then we have the fat from the bacon, that smokiness. My mouth's watering. I can hardly talk about it right now. Anyway, give that a little toss, and then we're going in with the marinade. Now here's where you're going to get your hands a little dirty. And guess what? 2 best tools you have in the kitchen are your hands and your taste buds. Use your palate, right? We taste everything. But anyway, get in there and then go wash your hands. And if you didn't think about it before, like, well, I kind of forgot, cut your scallions. We're going to dress the dish up at the end of it with a little bit of scallion. And the ideal time, of course, is when you're cutting your onions. But if you forget, hey, look, the pan's preheated. All right, so throw a little olive oil in there, and then the meat goes right in. Now, this has been marinating for, I don't know, 15 minutes because it's such a quick marinade. The meat takes it in so well that it doesn't, it's not like a 24-hour marinade. But once your pan is searing hot and that goes in, then adjust your temp. Drop it back to a medium and let it cook. Now, like I mentioned, this is an amalgamation of different cuisines, right? Because I just threw roti in a pan to heat up. And we have a Cajun style Korean barbecue. We're going to throw it in a taco made of roti. I mean, come on, how awesome is that? Right? Don't forget to move that around, especially if you're using a square pan, simply because you're going to have hot spots and cooler spots, and you want your meat to cook evenly. And once you get to about 80 or 90%, well, then we're going to take that sliced onion and just break it up and spread it over the whole thing. It's going to add so much flavor. It's going to take on that marinade sauce. It's going to take on the meat. All these flavors are going to blend together, and it's going to be amazing. Oh, don't forget to flip your bread. And if you're using you can use a tortilla, right? You can use whatever you want, Wonder Bread. This is going to be a great meal no matter what vehicle you're using to get that in your mouth. So throw in a little bit more marinade, toss it around, finish cooking the meat. Once it's done, just plate it up. It's so simple and easy. From here, we're just going to grab our roti, and I like to keep it under a towel. It keeps it moist, it keeps it warm, it keeps it ready to rock. And then the scallions that we cut earlier, right over the top, we're going to dress it up. It gives it that little bit of lift from the freshness and adds a little bit of flavor. From here, we're just going to add in some coleslaw. No, wait, not coleslaw. Those are actually onions that we've been pickling with a little bit of cabbage. I pulled those out because I thought, well, you need a little acid with all this richness. So instead of that, how about we add some cilantro? And now the moment of truth. Grab your roti, grab your tortilla, get your tongs, get your spoon, and load that guy up. I mean, what we're talking about here is the spice, the freshness, the smokiness of the bacon, the heat from the hot sauce, and then just go for it, man. Get a big bite and enjoy. Oh wait, I forgot the pickled onions and cabbage. Throw that on there. The acid from this cuts through the richness of the bacon and the pork and all that spice. Holy cow, I can't believe I forgot that. Wrap that sucker up and go to town. Delicious.